UFC Fight Night 252, Cujo versus Song. I'm Tyler, the Kombat Oracle, here to give you the predictions faster than Sajikov's blinding TKO kick. Bukauskas versus Cerqueira. Bukauskas won by submission over Prochnio in his very last fight. But before that, he was viciously knocked out against Victor Petrino. And that knockout hasn't aged well, considering Petrino's losing streak. Cerqueira stepped in on short notice in his very first UFC debut and then got knocked out by Aslan. Now, that knockout is understandable because Aslan has incredible power. Cerqueira probably had the UFC jitters coming into his debut. I don't believe we've seen the best of him yet. Cerqueira, round 1, knockout. Malik versus Klein. The undefeated Malik is living proof that the next generation of MMA was promising and full of talent. Nick Blue Collar Klein is as tough as they come. His only loss is by knockout. Malik is going to have to do the same thing in this fight. Malik, round 1, knockout. Basharat versus Simone. Never count Simone out. He's faced some of the toughest fighters in the UFC's Bantamweight division. Basharat has great footwork and amazing wrestling, and he's always looking to try to finish a fight. That's his one flaw. He doesn't have natural finishing ability. So when these two men clash, this fight's going to go long. Basharat's technique is going to take it on the cards. Basharat, unanimous decision. Veretennikov versus Vanderford. Veretennikov went to a split decision against Danny Barlow, who's highly rated and has knockout power. Vanderford is tough too. He's got knockout power, just not at the same level. Now, Veretennikov was able to make it to the end of that fight. He's going to do the same here. Veretennikov, unanimous decision. Ruziboev versus McConico. Ruziboev has an impressive 34 wins out of 43 professional MMA fights. But he stacked a lot of those wins over in the European market. And because of the poor matchmaking, you can't really take that into consideration. And McConico is stepping in on short notice and making his UFC debut, fighting out of the MMA Lab, which is a highly rated gym. He's originally from Oregon. With this fight taking place in Washington, he's going to have a lot of support in his corner, and I believe that's actually going to give him a little bit of a distraction. This fight is going to be a weird one. I actually see some sort of strange thing happening, like an eye poke, ending in a no contest. Cutelaba versus Aslan. Cutelaba showed us in his last fight that this man is not done yet. Aslan is a slugger with power. When these two men meet in the middle, be ready for a war. Aslan, round 1, knockout. Fili versus Costa. Fili is a game fighter who will throw down with anyone, anywhere, but he has a history of losing badly. Costa is a submission threat anytime, anywhere, but he also hasn't found himself as a martial artist. So, with the losing track record of Fili, the prowling Costa will take it. Costa, round 2, submission. Walker versus Menifield. This is Walker's UFC debut, and he's 6-0. Menifield has the advantage of having UFC fight experience already, but with his last 2 fights, he lost by knockout. I don't think the threat of Menifield is there anymore. Walker, round 2, KO. Gene Silva versus Baghdasaryan. Gene Silva is an autistic fighter who fights with every single ounce of his heart. From his barking on his walkout to hugging Bruce Buffer during the announcements. This man is entertaining to watch. Baghdasaryan is very good, but isn't going to have much to offer in this fight. Let's not forget what Gene did last year. 2 back-to-back knockouts on 2 UFC fight cards. That's record-breaking. Gene Silva, round 2, knockout. Rob versus Matsumoto. One thing you need to know about this fight, it's actually going to be at a catchweight at 140 pounds, and that's because of the short lineup. Now, Rob Font has amazing boxing, great head work. He's going to move on the inside. Matsumoto will stand and plant and trade, and that's actually going to wear down Font over the course of this fight. I'm going to take Matsumoto by unanimous decision. Allen versus Hernandez. Allen's best path to victory in this fight is to maintain top control and not let the scrambles get to him. Hernandez outdogs a lot of his opponents, and that man is full of grit. He also doesn't use strength to wrestle. Allen is going to maintain the wrist control, which is going to open up Allen for a lot of big bombs coming down from on top. Hernandez, round 2, knockout. It's the main event. Cujo versus Song. Cujo is a former Olympian, a former UFC champion, and he's coming out of retirement to show us what's up. Song has been a threat his entire UFC career, a divisional force. He's always improving, always learning. However, in this fight, Cujo has other things going on in his personal life, and fighting hasn't been his main focus. Song, who's still riding under Uriah Faber at Team Alpha Male, is going to be sharper and quicker and more dangerous throughout the course of this fight. It's going to go the distance, but it's going to be Song majority decision. Yes! That was the breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck, and thanks for watching.